strawberry blonde woman kind of walking and intermixing in the crowd. You really only see one at a time, so you didn't pick up on this. However, Seeker and Evangeline, you both pick up. Hey, he's back.
Hey, sorry about that. I'm not sure exactly what happened.
Technology's grand.
Yeah.
Yep,
It happens.
Technology.
Good technology's a few grand.
Yeah.
Are you going to continue to stream
should
on the same
be-
link?
I tried. I don't know if it's going to work.
Okay. We only had 2 people watching, it looked like.
So apologize, folks. Technical difficulty seems to be plaguing us all day today, so we will get this right eventually. Yeah, it doesn't look like it went on the same link, unfortunately.
Okay.
But it is back live. It's still running.
Yep, it is back live.
Just nobody's viewing it yet.
Not yet.
Because where is it at?
Do we need to go to the other one?
No, it's
Yeah, no, we're good. There's no. I don't know of how to open up.
I've got the other one open still.
Okay.
So
I've got the other one open. I've got it on my phone. The other one that we had is open, but it's still frozen.
Yeah, it's going to be done.
Yeah.
It won't continue. They'll
And
need
then
the new
there's-
link.
It's not up there yet.
It is up there yet. You'll just have to
It's
go to
up.
our main page.
It's up there. It's just nobody's viewing it yet.
yeah, I'm in there now.
Okay.
Yeah, I just went to it.
There we go.
All right. Let them know to close it
Oh.
when we open it.
Your video's acting weird on there too, Joe.
Oh, what's it doing?
You're outside the box.
Oh, let me fix that.
Coloring outside the box.
You're coloring.
What do you think
outside
you're
the
doing?
box.
Take
You know-
away Joe's crayon.
You know me, I gotta be special. Let me
Yeah.
fix
Oh,
that.
your video resolution is weird. Like it's
Yeah,
square,
it's
more
the aspect
like
ratio.
4:3
is off.
instead of.
I'm fixing that right now.
Okay.
He's even on special at Kmart.
All right, should be fixed in the next like 10 seconds.
All right. So basically, what Forsyth sees is a couple of guys arguing. And he sees the bouncer come up and just kind of stand there for a minute. They stop arguing and he walks away. Seeker and Evangeline, what you have noticed sitting at the table, and yeah, Kadeth, you're not a clue, and Fix, you're just watching the one walk back to the bar. So Seeker and Evangeline, what you notice as you're kind of looking over the crowd, you see that there are 4 women, strawberry blonde hair, pulled half up by a leather strap, bright blue eyes. All of their eyes look the same. They're all about the same height. They could essentially be identical quadruplets. Like, they look that much alike. As to, I mean, you assume they're at least related, obviously, unless there's some kind of magic involved. But they're at least related. As to whether or not they're sisters, actual twins, or quadruplets, you're not for sure. But they look so much alike they could be.
What's the name of this bar?
The name of this bar is the Marchette.
Roughly translated, quadruplets.
Yeah.
It's the quad bar.
Oh, it'd be quatorze or something like that.
Yeah.
If they were French.
Their French was fried.
So, after just a little bit, you will see Fix, you're going to notice this. the woman that handed you the drink goes back into the kitchen.
Mhm.
After a little bit, she comes back out. She seems to be making another drink. She brings it over, hands it to you, gives you a kiss, says, "Enjoy the drink," walks away.
But they didn't go to the back last time.
No, this time she went to the back.
And then she
I-
came out and fixed my drink, or did she go in the back and then come out with my drink?
No, then she came out and fixed your drink.
Oh, okay.
So it might have been a
I-
different one.
She had to go get the
going to
grunions.
be like Fix's sister, and I'm going to keep my eye on him.
He'll take a drink, and if it tastes the same, he'll down it.
Tastes the same.
Glug, glug, glug.
Glug, glug. So you down it. Roll me a Constitution check.
How drunk do you get?
Is this for poison?
No,
Alcohol
Okay.
essentially is
no,
poison.
yeah, this is
but-
alcohol.
Well, I'm
This
just
is me.
wondering if, since I have advantage against poisons for being a dwarf.
It's the expected poison, not the unexpected
Yeah,
kind.
it's it's the
Nobody
expected
expects the unexpected poison.
kind.
You're being inquisitive, right?
Being something, that's for sure. Fix is. You're being bamboozled. D20, there we go.
How long
Eh.
before our person's supposed to meet us here?
22.
Only about maybe 5 minutes tops.
Okay.
22? All right. You know that these are strong, but you're feeling okay. Yeah, your tolerance is there.
But he knows that that he's pushing his luck if he has more.
Yeah. And we do have things to do tonight.
Well, okay, he won't get another one.
Okay. All right.
Fine. Oh,
Seeker.
Yes.
For your perception was like a 21, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. You are going to notice a gentleman step out of what seems out of nowhere, like just out of the shadow. He steps out, moves around a little bit, and he is definitely watching your group. Moves through the crowd, kind of sticking as much to the shadows as possible, around the edges. He'll intermix with the crowds. He'll cross the dance floor, and it is amazing to watch him cross the dance floor because he blends right in with everybody else as he's crossing that dance floor, and eventually makes his way around the entire tavern while watching your group and makes his way up to the table.
Were we given a description of who we were supposed to meet? Okay. I'm going to clearly, not like make it obvious, but I'm going to look around to see if there's anybody else. Like we're supposed to have our attention on him and somebody else is here as well. So that's what I'm looking for.
It's a good call. As you're looking around, as he's approaching your table, you're kind of glancing across the rest of the tavern. You don't really see anybody else that's watching you.
Okay.
Do I see any of this from my perspective?
From your perspective, no.
Okay.
Trying to pick any pockets?
Yeah. That's about my next thing. While people are milling about and in conversation, I will see if I can find some coin. Change
All right,
for the
go ahead and roll
changeling?
your sleight of hand.
Yeah. 25. It's a nat 20.
Okay. All right. You do an excellent job, surprisingly. Let's see what you walk away with. You walk away with 12 gold in total. I'm going to say you probably picked a few pockets,
Yeah,
and you end up with like an extra 12 gold.
that'll work.
Yeah. The
Sure
gentleman
making
comes
more
up
money
to
than
the
the rest of
table.
the party.
The gentleman comes up to the table, and he looks at you, and he sits down. He says, "I am Fallon. I was told to expect you. Short one out there. Is he with you too?"
Who's he pointing to?
Me?
Oh, you.
Scythe? Yeah.
Sika goes, I'm not sure. I didn't know if he was who he was when I met him the first time, and not the second, but the fifth. I don't know.
Forsyth will
Just
finally
being
make his way
honest.
back.
Fair to say
I
he
really
probably
don't know.
is.
He probably is with you.
I'll
Oh,
start making my
okay.
way back over there.
All right.
Well, I mean, I could pay for their drinks. Or not.
This is true. All right. He'll say, so to my understanding, you want to make your way to where Jerlin and his gang reside?
Yes. We are searching for a missing person who was last seen with them.
Is anyone in earshot that is not part of our group and this person?
There's probably a lot of people within earshot, but nobody seems to be paying attention.
That's what I'm watching for.
Yeah.
I'm
You
being
pick-
careful
you
with my
pick up-
words.
Yeah, you pick up pretty quickly, Seeker, especially with your perception. Evangeline, you're going to pick up this too with yours. That a lot of these people, though they're enjoying the music and dancing and whatnot, most of these people come here to get a kiss.
Oh, they're all horny.
They're
Okay.
all a little horny. And the more
Okay.
alcohol that is involved, the hornier they get.
It's a genius marketing plan she has, he says. Just out of nowhere. He just says that out of nowhere.
Fallon will look at you and nod, since indeed they do. Especially with what goes on beneath.
What
Care to
does go
elaborate?
on beneath?
Oh, the secret, the dark. Things that want to be hidden. Mostly Jerlin's gang.
Which is
Oh,
what
this
we
is
are here
their
to
haunt.
find.
Well, this is not their haunt, but this is their entrance and exit to the Sweet Inn.
So is it a thing of magic? Are they all identical? Or is it for real or magical? The four.
It is for real, actually. It's unusual, but they are actually two sets of twins. They are cousins.
Identical cousins, and you find. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I apologize. I'm not the spokesperson of this group. I just had questions. And he kind of looks at Evangeline and points. Well, no. Kadath. Or Fix.
Yes.
Anybody,
One of you.
anybody but me.
Anybody but me on
Oh.
Evangeline. Anybody.
Don't look at me. I'm just the troublemaker of the group.
Evangeline will give him a cross look.
Like, we're not
What
good
are
at
you
talking
doing?
at people. He says it straight out.
So,
So it is.
Forsyth will just quietly slide into the table.
my name is Kadath. So yes, we definitely are looking to get your assistance in going down there and searching for someone who has gone, who's we assume been kidnapped, but we don't know for sure.
present, I suppose.
Well, may I ask something, Kadath? And
Absolutely.
he comes over to Kadath and he says, "Ask him why he's helping us. Seems odd, doesn't it?"
Well, his help was offered by the person in charge, whatever mayor, whatever he is.
True, but why would he help?
Very well.
It's good to know motivations, I'm saying. That's all. I'm
Well,
whispering
it
this
costs.
to Kadath.
Yeah, and my whisper is more like, a low rumble, but
It's more like.
just sounds like background noise from a bass amp. My friend would like to know why you're helping us, why you're willing to help us.
My employer thinks it would behoove you to have my assistance. And so, therefore, I give my assistance to navigate into the rougher side. It is handy to have this. And he'll slightly pull up his sleeve, and you will see a tattoo. And it's like down here where a sleeve would not be exposed unless he pulled it up. It's a tattoo of like an open hand, and it has a counterclockwise spiral that goes behind it and eventually circles around the whole hand.
That's very intriguing. Have I seen anything? Have I seen that kind of tattoo or that design before?
Same.
Do you have Seeker? You may have.
I will look as well, do I?
Forsyth, you may have.
Or if it showed up in Fix's drawings.
Evangeline, probably not. Kadath, probably not. Fix, no, that's not part of your drawings. Did we lose him again? Or is he just...
He was back and then he was gone.
Just
There he is.
dealing with life.
dealing with life?
That's fair.
Amen. You're getting life today.
Yep.
Life happens.
It's not
Life is
supposed
what
to
happens
happen
when
on
you're waiting for
Tuesday
the
night.
bus.
Right?
Yeah, doesn't this life thing not to do things on Tuesday?
Right.
No.
So, but yeah, no, for Fix, you probably won't notice it, but Seeker and Forsyth, you may. Roll me history.
History plus 0.
Same here.
12.
0, but 18.
Okay. It looks familiar to you, Seeker, but you're having trouble kind of placing it because it's a little different than what you've seen before. Forsyth, you recognize it pretty quickly. It's part of the... Oh, shoot, I didn't write it down. It's part of oh, that's it. The Jagged Dream. You recognize that as one of multiple symbols of the Jagged Dream, which is... which you would know as... And once you mention it to Seeker, you would know this too. Which is a group that's organized among the steadfast, or slightly organized among the steadfast. And they do tend to cause chaos and pandemonium with the idea of bringing on large-scale war.
Huh. So they're arms dealers.
One of many things they do.
They foment change through violence.
Change through violence.
Essentially agents of chaos.
You hear Seeker
where's
go,
Maxwell
great.
Where's Maxwell Smart when you need him?
I'll look at Seeker. Is there a problem?
Well, that depends on what side of the agenda we lie. their agenda, he says, pointing at, what's his name? Fallon?
Yeah, Fallon. Sorry, your mic cut out, hon.
Oh, I said it depends on what side of his agenda we fall upon. This
Yeah.
Fallon gentleman here.
Well, let's hope it's the good side.
Yeah. Well, unless anybody else has anything, I say we get this over with.
Let us.
Keep your weapons at the ready, he says to you guys, out of earshot of Fallon. I fear a shitstorm might be brewing, whether we want it to or not. These people are
Hey,
agents of chaos, and they
I don't
wish
have
to
the right
foment
umbrella.
change through violence. And I'm pretty sure that might include us, whether we wanted to or not.
Yeah.
So be ready.
Noted.
I am always ready to combat those who sow chaos. Chaos tends to lend itself to not keep things in balance.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hatred. Hatred leads to suffering.
That is
I
so
thought of
dark.
that immediately. Immediately, I thought of
That is just so dark.
Yeah, except I'm a little bigger than Yoda
a lot bigger than Yoda.
and less green.
Same sentiment.
Right. So while you guys kind of do your, just before he stands up, he says, he points kind of by the bar. There's another door. It kind of blends in with the wall, but once he points it out, you're like, oh, there's a door there. I didn't see it before, and he'll point to that door. He'll say, when the time comes, that is where you go. You will know the time. And he stands up and he leaves. Then you guys have a little bit of discussion.
And I'm sure
For the drink
Fix
to get thrown in someone's face. Chair
Fix
to
is
slide
probably
back.
wondering what time it will be because he didn't give us an exact time. And I'll just reassure Fix it's okay. I think I know what he means.
After just a couple of moments, it doesn't take long, all 4 of these women come out with drinks in their hands. They head up to the
There's
stage
Fix.
and they turn around and they start hollering out, prove to me which one is Serene and we'll give you a kiss. And they're just hold up the drink and all
I
of a
start
sudden,
going
all
towards the
eyes
door. Yeah,
are
I'm
all
going towards
looking
the
at
door.
her.
Yep.
Yep.
Looking at them.
Fix,
Heading
it's that
to the
time.
door.
Fix is paying attention to the stage. He's probably well tipsy.
I will grab
I'm
one
gonna-
side.
I was gonna say I'm just gonna grab Fix by the collar and drag him if I have to.
Well, Fix, you're not quite tipsy, but you kind of think you are because suddenly there's 4 of them. You hadn't noticed 4 of them before. You thought it was the
Isn't
same
double
one.
vision something that accompanies drunkenness?
He looks at the drink. He's like, these are really good. I need another one.
No, you
No.
don't need another one. There really is 4 of them. Let's go, Fix.
Well, then that's even better.
Maybe afterwards, then you can come back here and have all the maiden's kisses you want.
There you go.
How much were they each?
They're like a gold. They're
So
expensive.
150 gold divided by.
Or maybe not that many.
Evangeline looks at Fix, shakes her head, and says, "The door." Now,
Fine. He follows out very reluctantly.
Besides,
She
you need to
doesn't
go
even
tell that
try
guy
to
to
be
give us
pleasant
real
about it.
times. You need to talk to this guy about giving us actual times instead of just you'll know when,
He just kind of looks and he's like, well, time with them is probably more enjoyable than talking to him.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that
we
might
have a
be
job
so.
to do.
Yeah, He reluctantly leaves. He does leave, but it is very reluctantly.
So you head to the door, having some conversation as you head to the door. You go through the door and you see Fallon standing on the other side already. He says, "Good." He opens a door to the floor. This seems to kind of be like a storeroom kind of thing, or at least it gives the appearance of a storeroom, although you would have never seen the door, and you never saw any of them go through this door because you didn't even know it was there until he pointed it out. But should it be
Business
found?
person has out her stores before she starts business for the day.
That's right. So he opens up a hatch on the floor and he beckons you down.
Is there light down there?
I can go first if you prefer. If you look over, you do see that there is a dim light. It's not directly underneath, so you see it kind of tucked up underneath, so like down a hall a little bit, or down.
Seeker's looking at Kadath.
I'll motion to the guy to lead the way,
As long as 6 doesn't go last.
and I'll follow right behind him.
Shut the door. Whoever's last down climbs down.
Seeker will come down last.
Fix will follow. He has gotten over the charm of the women and has gotten back to business.
Refocus.
Yes, he has refocused. Thank you.
Refocused.
I'll follow Fix,
All right.
hiding
So you
behind
all
him.
file down in there. The tunnel is wider than you anticipate. There's plenty of room for everybody. And as he walks down the hall a little bit, he picks up a torch from the ground, lights it from the one that's sitting there, and starts heading down the tunnels. So he leads you through a good set of tunnels. They twist, they turn. You walk for a good 10 minutes before you hit what you believe probably is the main part of the city, because these tunnels start to turn into more of a sewer-esque.
Can I use my survival to make sure we're not getting turned around to like kind of take a mental track of our path?
Sure.
I will try. Hopefully the roll will support me. +3. That's a 16.
Okay. 16. You feel pretty confident that you're kind of figuring, okay, we're west now. We're east, kind of thing. So you're kind of getting a general idea that when you do hit the sewers, you can pretty much confirm that you are underneath the heart of the town, probably in the market district somewhere.
I am going to use a device that I have. My little small flat metallic device with the screen on it that shows a different expression. And I'm going to determine which way is north.
All right. As you're going down, you find, as you're hitting the sewer area, you are headed north.
Okay.
So, you are indeed headed north.
And I will let them know.
You see that Fallon slows down just a little bit heading through here. He's checking the walls.
I'm gonna take a look at the walls, see if I see anything out of the ordinary. See if I notice whatever it is he's looking for.
Sure. Roll me
Same.
perception.
I'll do an investigation.
Since you said we
Wall.
noticed
Or
it.
investigation. That's true. You can do investigation if you're actively
Oh, well, in that case,
Looking.
a hair better. 21.
11.
25? Nikes.
Nice.
I rolled a natural 20.
Nice. Sweet.
I got a 5.
That's about on par for you.
I was busy watching for directions.
You're watching the face change expressions.
He's looking at his compass.
It works.
All right. What you do, Evangeline and Cadet, you're going to notice this. You start to see some markings on the walls. They don't make a whole lot of sense. But some of them are vertical, some of them are horizontal, all of them are intentional. Like this is not a like from wear and tear or some creature or anything. They're very intentional markings. The last one is a horizontal line
Okay.
that you kind of run across, and he stops, and he turns around, and he hits that horizontal line, and he just sits there for a minute, and you're noticing that he hit that, and he stops everybody.
Like he touched it, or
Yeah, he felt it.
oh, okay.
And he stops, and he turns around, and he looks at you. Kadath, you were following him directly, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna look at you first. He's gonna say, should have asked earlier, but now that we're gonna actually run into somebody, are you going in for a fight, or is this a diplomatic type thing?
Well,
Because we're gonna have company.
I always prefer diplomacy if I can do it, but we're ready for aggressive negotiation if we have to.
We're on a recovery mission.
Either way, we intend to bring Doctorish Minkle back with us.
Schminkle. Somehow I knew he was in the middle of this. All right. Be on the lookout.
And I'm
be ready.
I'm not drawing my sword, but I'm going to keep my hand on it, basically.
My shield is on my arm where it can work, and
Yeah, I've got
I'm
my shield
ready
up.
to grab my club, possibly if need be. But my shield is just
I have my
casually like it's on my arm.
I have my slings out and stones ready.
Nice.
It's under inventory, correct?
Your infusions, yes.
Yeah.
We
Oh.
found the infusions. They're
It's
on
already infused because I
Yes, it
didn't
is.
I didn't even do a second infusion, let alone a third one, and I didn't take it off. So
So-
my bow is infused.
It is already infused. All right. As you head to the corner, he kind of makes a motion. He's like, just letting you know that he's hearing people around the corner. Just so you guys are aware. He steps out
I'm just going to nod.
and he turns the corner. You hear another voice, not his, holler, "Halt! What are you doing in the tunnels?" About this time, he kind of motions. He's like, "I'm leading. They're with me." Do you round the corner to follow him?
No.
Yep.
As you round the
Well,
corner,
I'm bringing up the rear, so
Okay.
I'm going
As
to
you round
actually
the corner,
move in towards the wall so I don't have to round the corner and just
Okay.
hide there in the wall, by the wall for a moment to see what happens.
those that round the corner, the first 2 or 3 that round the corner, are gonna see Fallon readjusting his sleeve to pull it back down. And you will see 4 hoods up, bandits, for lack of better term. They are definitely dressed in dark leathers. They have daggers on their belt. They're very stealthy. You hardly hear them, even seeing them. You hardly hear them. He nods at them, and they step aside. They part for you guys, but they watch you as you pass.
Okay. I'll keep following.
Fallon will keep leading. So unless somebody does anything else, you're going to be able to avoid that. All right.
You're muted, Dad.
Hearing no fighting and seeing everybody move along, I'm going to just fall in behind as if I was the end of the line.
Okay. All right. So you continue on down these sewers, and you're still heading north. Well, no, you took a turn to the east. You're
Yeah.
going to take another turn to the north. As you near the end, it starts to turn into tunnels again. They're no longer sewers. It turns into tunnels again, and you come to a ladder. And he looks at you guys. He says, "This will bring us up in a part of the city called the Hatchet."
Sounds friendly.
It is run by Jerlin. Jerlin is the leader here.
Very well.
It is the slums. What he says
And
goes.
what level would you say he is? 15, 18? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, would you like to
Five.
know?
Well, very well. I mean, this is where we must go to save the doctoress, and this is where we will go.
All right. Climb up the ladder. He'll flip up the hatch.
I'm casting
And-
resistance on myself.
All right.
It's a minute, but
Might not need it in a minute, but we'll see. Flips the hatch, climbs up out of the hatch. You're in a small building. I would say maybe 10 foot by 10 foot. Well, it's a room at least. You don't know if this is the entire building, but it's like a 10 foot by 10 foot room. He lets you guys all up, closes the hatch, and then he
Murder
opens
holes?
the door. Do what?
Do we see a lot of murder holes in the walls?
There's actually no murder holes in
Really? 10 foot by 10 foot? Okay.
in this room.
Oh, in this
pipes
room.
leading
okay.
into it.
He
Yeah, they
opens
let
the
you get
door.
out of the hole first.
Yeah, they let you get out.
Then they kill you.
You're supposed to
opens
use
the door.
phrases like, you don't notice any.
It's just plain easier to clean a small room.
You know, I say no. You know, I might make them there later. I don't know. Depends on what you guys do.
Okay.
No. You walk out. You open the
Put
door.
a few holes in the
and-
wall.
Put a few holes in the wall. You see. Actually, I don't know if you do see. You will see him open the door. And outside this door is a gentleman standing, dressed in fine leathers, long sword at his side. He turns and he looks at him. He says, "Fallon, we did not expect you in the Hatchet today." He's like, "No worries." He's like, "I come for diplomatic purposes." He says, "They're with me." And he steps out. The guard standing there is watching as you guys come out of the room. You can tell that, or out of this door, you actually exit out into the open area.
Okay.
Roll me perceptions.
Woo!
14.
18.
19.
11.
What is my perception? +3. 22. I'll take it.
All right.
It's a 19 on the die.
Those of you who rolled less than a 15, there's one guard. You see other people like off in the distance that seem to be around like a pit area. It looks like it anyway. There seems to be some kind of altercation going on over there.
I think it's funny. Off in the distance around a pit area as you're pointing to the sky.
Well, you know, it's
Could
over
be up a
there.
hill.
It's over there, Rhonda.
Over there.
Over that way somewhere.
All I see is
You only have
flat
so much
land and a
screen
train.
space to work with, too.
It's over there.
Over there.
Over
You're here.
there.
It's there. But that's what you guys see. Those that rolled higher than a 15, you are going to see some motion because you're out in the open. There's tree line and hills off to your right. You're going to see some motion among those trees, and you're going to see a couple of people next to trunks with bows and crossbows at the ready. Seeing the guard, you can see that they have relaxed them a little bit, but they are at the ready. Those who rolled above a 20, you're going to see them in the trees as well. In the trees as well. Angled out. So they are prepared.
I just saw one guard.
Yeah, you just saw one.
How many do I see total?
You see probably 12 of them. About 6 on the ground, 6 in the trees.
Fix will say fairly, not like trying to hide it quietly, but quietly that if somebody's not listening, they won't hear. Like, wow, that's quite a welcome.
Anybody who's directly next to him would probably hear him.
12
think Fix
just
is
for
right
us.
in front of me. 12 just for us. I only saw 6, I say, or something like that, quietly to
Yeah.
Fix.
I saw a half dozen.
Where are the
Oh.
rest?
Those are very those trees are very good for hiding in.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm
Yeah, they
gonna
look-
maybe-
Do a good
glance toward a tree casually and see if I see what he's talking about.
nice try though.
I'll take your word for it, Fix.
That or I'm really drunk.
Are there any
Hope not.
places
They're
where
all
we can?
doubled.
Are there any places where where a person could say hide?
Not easily.
Not easily.
Mm-mm.
Even a small person.
Well, a small
And these are
person could
people
probably
who are
hide
good at
behind another
hiding and
person.
good at seeing hidden things.
Yeah.
A den of
Not
vipers.
easily. You are in a den of vipers.
This
Yeah,
is sometimes
You're a
the time I
rattlesnake.
wish we were playing Ritz so you could get that detect ambush ability.
Am I walking into something?
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Well, I'll
It's like,
I'll just look at Fallon and say, "Well, lead the way."
like a water trough to hide behind.
He will begin to lead you toward that pit area. Mostly
Okay.
because that's kind of where the path goes, is by that pit area. But he doesn't seem to be walking toward anybody in specific. However, as you walk kind of past that pit area and you're watching, you see a gentleman run through one of the other gentlemen standing there with his long sword. Just runs him straight in, stabbing him. And he
Did they look
says-
like they're on the same team?
Initially, yeah. And
Okay.
he runs him straight through. Pulls out the thing. You can tell that he's angry, so angry. He has short dark hair, dark eyes, and runs him through, pulls it out, and then just takes his shoulder and shoves him into the pit.
Into the pit.
This
This is Sparta.
Yeah, this is Sparta. You hear growls and some screaming and whatnot happening in the pit. You don't know what's in the pit, but there's something in there. And he just throws him into the pit. You can see him looking at some of the other people that's kind of standing by, standing off, standing back. He's
Assuming
you
that's
hear him-
Jurgle.
right. You hear him shout, "Anyone else dare to challenge me?"
Is that Jurgle? I say to Fallon.
He says, "Yeah, that's Jerlin."
Jerlin, sorry.
Yep. No,
Jerkin.
yes.
Seems friendly.
So, Jerlin, who we're looking for, is the one who stabbed the other person.
And then pushed him into the pit.
pushed him into the
Doesn't
pit.
seem like a really nice guy.
Yeah, pleasant fellow.
Yeah.
Well, just be happy I'm not the one doing the talking here today. Perhaps
Nope.
it would escalate rather quickly.
Yeah.
Well,
Fallon, upon hearing
be ready
Jerlin-
anyways, Seeker.
Jerlin say that, Fallon pauses and motions for you guys to stop. And you just wait for a moment. And he looks around after he asks about challenge. He looks around for a little bit. He pauses. He glances over your group. Just briefly. He pauses at Forsyth, particularly. And he pauses at Evangeline, particularly. And then moves on.
That's my beauty.
One of these things is not like the others.
and then he moves on. After it's only a few seconds. He lets out a deep sigh, and he turns around and he walks back toward what seems to be like a tent. It's almost a teepee-esque tent. About 30 feet from the pit. Opposite side of the pit than you guys. And he walks back off. As you kind of look around, you do see that there are 3 guards around one decently dressed gentleman. He is, he's kind of standing there a little dumbfounded, like... And the guards motion for him to move to the tent. And so he goes to the tent.
Did we ever get a description of Doctorish Minkle?
You did not.
Okay.
However, once they disappear into the tent, Fallon will motion for you to follow him. And he will head toward what looks like some makeshift buildings. There are buildings that are kind of have foundations of stone, but after that it's built up with wood. Kind of held together in some places by other pieces of wood, and other places there's actually like nails and things like that. You can tell this is a rough part of town. This is not
Right.
very
Head is
good
on
part
a
of town.
swivel.
And he'll lead you into this building. This building seems to be a bar of sorts. He'll order some ales for you guys, and he'll motion to a table that's kind of in the corner, quiet. You're the only people in this bar right now.
I use
And he will
medicine
sit
on
down.
my drink before I take it.
Roll me a medicine.
+5. Nat 20. Nice.
Right.
Of all the times to get
Um,
a 20, that was a good one.
Yeah. Because I was going to ask you if they're safe to drink.
You know, it's not going to be the best ale. May even upset your stomach, but it's not. You don't see any poison or anything like that. It's just, you know, it's not the greatest ale. But it's
I
not.
give Kadath a look, like it's a grimace, and I kind of shrug and just take the smallest sip out of politeness, I guess.
Yeah. I'll
then
take
set
a
it down.
courtesy sip.
Yeah.
Courtesy sip.
I won't.
Fix will apologize and say that he's a little bit too far gone already.
Fallon will look at you and say, well, if you think you might be too far gone already, then it's good to stop, because you want to keep your wits about you here.
He did have
I've
a
been
couple of
drinking
maidens
since
kiss,
9 a.m.
You had 2 kisses?
And I wanted it
This
that.
is so far.
Robbing a drunk is one thing. Robbing when you're drunk is another.
It's something different. He will look at you and he'll say, I do believe, though he looks older than last I saw him, the other gentleman that entered that tent was Doctorish Minkle. I haven't seen him in
Interesting.
several years. I've been a little busy.
See. Well, what are we doing in this bar?
We're in this bar because it's not frequented a whole lot because typically it's the gang or those that are closest to Jerlin that come to this bar. And considering something just happened at the pit, nobody was going to be here.
Ah,
Very well. So what's our next move?
Well, I'm leaving that up to you. I would say he probably has the good doctorish under close watch, as it seemed there were 3 guards by him. The best time to get doctorish is when he's not with Jerlin.
Agreed.
Do you know why he has the doctorish?
Well, the doctorish has the ability to do certain things. And
He's just an alchemist.
I
true.
wouldn't give him that much.
He's a potion peddler. He looks at Seeker. Is that better?
Yeah.
No.
Potion peddler.
No. Charlatan, lucky, misguided, dumb. Those were more better adjectives.
If he were not as good at
Not
what
quite
he
so
does,
honest businessman.
yeah, he's not so honest. If he wasn't quite as good as what he does, Jerlin would have paid no attention. However, there must be something Jerlin wants done, or something he wants rectified, or perhaps he's seeking revenge. I don't know. But he sees the doctorish as his means to get there.
Are you able to get us an audience with him, perhaps?
Jerlin?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, when he's calmer.
Once things have settled a bit.
You can see him kind of take back a little bit. He says, I don't deal with Jerlin directly very often. Matter of fact, the last conversation I had with him was probably a year ago. But I can see what I can do.
Very well. I say we start there.
Well, I will
I guess we'll wait here.
do that. It may take about an hour-ish. And it's probably,
gotta clean up all this ish.
you know,
We're in the
you
city
gotta
of
clean up the
Ish.
ish.
The city of Ish.
They're missing ish. All right.
Tar.
So,
So, Kadath, Vix, Forsyth, Evangeline. I have an idea.
So do I, but let's let Fallon go talk to.
No, I thought he left already. That's what I was
okay.
saying. Did
no,
he?
he will
He
excuse
said it'd be
himself
about an
now.
hour, so I thought he was
It'll
gone.
it'll be about an
Well,
hour. He
You do
he was
realize
just
that I
waiting and
have.
making sure you didn't have anything else to say.
Oh, okay.
When you don't say anything else, okay. I'll be
I
back.
do not know how closely you were paying
Solid's
attention,
gone.
but when we were in the good doctor's hotel room, for lack of a better word, I managed to get any and all scraps of his notes for him to practice his nefarious craft.
Right.
With that being said, if we were to give this gentleman the means to do what up until this point was exclusive to Mr. Ish himself, then it wouldn't be so valuable anymore, and perhaps he'd be willing to give him up. Now, please don't think I'm a monster. We give the same information to everyone else who could be affected by such a bad idea of a criminal organization having access to this. So we give him that on the pretense of freeing Mr. Ish, and then we give anybody that could be affected, mainly the council, the counters for such afflictions.
That's certainly an
I-
idea.
My only
Therefore,
concern,
balancing the power.
my only concern is that the council may or may not see fit to allow the public access to these countermeasures if they don't directly impact the council. So why don't we just give the information freely to the people?
I misspoke. That was the intent. But hear me out. In matters such as these that required subterfuge to this level, you leave that information as a bargaining chip. You make them think that they have it, the evildoers and the goody-goody council. But you also empower the people to protect themselves as well. But you don't tell them you're going to do that. Follow me?
Absolutely.
Therefore,
did
we
have
render
another-
this ish inert. I
I
apologize.
did have
Kenneth.
another thought. Forsyth,
Yeah.
I know you can get pretty small.
Yeah.
Have we seen anything like rats or mice or anything like that around this area in this part of town yet?
Probably.
Sure. I can turn into a rat.
Yeah,
A mouse
and
get around.
maybe go try and get into where the doctorish is being held and take a look,
Sure.
do some reconnaissance.
Yeah, I can do that.
Although I would warn you, the purses in there are probably not the ones you want to attempt to lighten at the moment.
Understood. Maybe not agreed, but understood.
Maybe when we're done, then have at it. But until we've finished our job, maybe hold off a little bit.
Okay. Question is a mouse or a rat considered a beast? I think it's
Yeah.
They are.
supposed to be a.
Yeah.
They are.
They are.
Yeah.
they're beasts.
Okay. No problem. I didn't want to overstep what's allowed.
Did you? I was to say, if you add them in on that extras.
Yeah, I understand that. And I have rat. Oh yes, that's tiny beast.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so I will become a rat. And that's me now.
You dirty
And
rat.
You can be a rat for an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Scurry off back to the direction of which you came. You scurry out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you had Forsyth turns into a rat, scurries out of the tavern. The rest of you, are you doing anything while you're waiting?
Well, he's doing a recon mission, right?
Yep.
Yep. I'm avoiding people.
That's
now.
probably best.
Probably good because even these
They
kind of guys
generally
don't like rats.
rats. So I will
Oh,
stay in
I
the
was
shadows
waiting.
as much as possible.
Yep.
So, while we're sitting here, I'm just gonna make small talk and pretend like we belong.
All right. So, you guys stay in the bar, you drink, you chat. Beautiful weather we're having. Forsyth, you
See,
scurry out of this tavern. You head back toward the pit area where you saw everybody kind of disappear a little bit. There are definitely some guards and such around the pit. A few of them are looking over. You hear some moans and groans like, oh, yeah, kind of thing as they're watching whatever's going on in the pit. I don't know which is worse. Somebody actually doing that or watching the outcome. Like, really? So,
Both are
there's
bad.
a few of them. Yeah. Watching it.
I've been on the streets. I've seen a lot of things.
Yeah. So you scurry on through. You see several tents. The one that Jerlin disappeared into, which is also the one the doctorish had gone into, is the closest to the pit, it seems. There are several others that are a little further away. You scurry around. You see some guards and other people entering and exiting various other tents. It seems to be this is kind of their makeshift town. This is where they reside for the most part. You get to Berlin's tent and you sneak up underneath. I'm assuming you're not using the front. You're probably going to sneak up under the back. And you see in front of you, you see Jerlin and the doctorish having a conversation. The gist of the conversation is Jerlin demanding of the doctor several elixirs and such. Mostly, you pick up pretty quickly that most of them that he's asking for is for memory loss. The second most is the sleep one, putting people to sleep. Doesn't really care about ailments per se, but memory loss and putting people to sleep. He wants these elixirs. He's getting a list. He's asking the doctorish, what do you need in order to accomplish this? He's putting together a list so that he can start dispersing it. After a few moments, you see the doctorish being escorted out by the few guards. Do you stay with Jerlin or do you follow doctorish?
I followed the doctorish.
Okay. You
But I
follow
do it-
doctorish.
Again, in the shadows.
Right. You blend in fairly well. There's plenty of rats and small creatures about, and they're all outside for the most part in tents and such. They're not paying any attention to you whatsoever. So you're following doctorish. He leads to another tent that seems to be almost in the middle of a bunch of tents. They lead the doctorish in there. One of the guards stays in there with him. The other two seem to post on opposite sides of the tent. Not of the door, but of the tent itself, so that they can see front and back at the same time.
Yep.
There
Front and
is
back doesn't
inside
equal
this
side.
tent. Well, they're on opposite sides, so they can see
Yeah.
front. Well,
Okay.
I mean, directly, yeah, maybe.
Right. Okay.
But-
But they can be. Yeah. Distraction
Yeah.
can happen.
Distraction can happen, of course. You kind of get up underneath. You do see in this tent, not only is there a guard standing kind of at the door area, there is a cot, there is a small table, there are some supplies there for him to do his alchemist work when he gets the stuff. And you see the doctorish kind of come in and lay down on the cot because he's got nothing to do at the moment. They're still gathering supplies and such.
Okay.
And that is what you see. What do you do?
Okay. I'm gonna look around, mentally map everything I can in the room. I'm gonna still stay in rat form because I don't want to waste the opportunity and the shapes because I might need another shape later. And I am going to then use the shadows to get back to the little bar there and hopefully beat Jerlin back there or whoever is coming back to meet us.
Fallon.
Fallon, right, okay.
All right.
And beat him, hopefully beat him back and share what I found, both location, what's in there, and what guards I see and where they're stationed and looking.
Okay. As you're going back to the tavern, you will see Fallon enter Jerlin's tent
Okay,
as you're going into the tavern.
I will give a wide berth to that tent.
All right.
Much as I'd like to go in there and find out what they're talking about, I don't have enough time.
Oh.
I don't think I have enough time.
Nope, you've been at it for probably about a half an hour or so.
Yeah, so I will go back to where I feel safe.
All right. You head back to the
Streets.
tavern. You sneak into a shadow. You come back out of your form.
Right. Guys, this is what I saw.
So the doctor seems to be in good health, at least. Then
Apparently, I think he's more cowed than tortured. So,
More
yeah.
of a not quite slave labor, but at least indentured servitude labor.
Yeah, he's being treated more decently than some, but because he isn't in the pit, but definitely not free to roam.
Very well.
And I'm not sure if the guards are there to keep him in or to keep others out. It looks more like they're there to keep him in. So they might
Probably.
easily be either distracted or snuck up upon.
Perhaps
to
both.
take them out of perhaps both, yeah.
I'm sure they
So,
don't want him leaving, and he probably would leave at a moment's notice.
Yeah, so my suggestion would be to approach from both sides and quietly take the guards out without raising too much of a noise, because then other people might come a running, but definitely want to remove their view before we go in there to get the good
To clarify,
doctor out.
we're out in the woods somewhere, right?
You're kind
No.
of in a section of the town that you came out of, like a building here that was right
Okay.
next to the woods and hills on this side. There are
Mhm.
scattered trees throughout. The pit is kind of here, and then there are makeshift buildings over here.
So
All
we're
of
still
the
part of the town, just in one that's like
tents and
walled
stuff
off.
are here.
Go to the edge of town.
Yeah, it's the very edge of town. There's like
Okay.
So
a
there are
small
woods to
stream or
get
whatever
to.
to the south. The river is to the west. The rest of the town is past the small stream south.
So I know how to get us back then, is what I'm saying. If we were to abscond
Yes.
with the doctor and okay.
Yeah.
My question
All right.
would be, do we want to go back into the town, or do we want to go away from the town
And then come back.
and then come back? Because the fact is we might become persona non grata once we abscond with the good doctorish.
Oh, most assuredly.
Well, let's see if the peaceful options offer anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll
Shall
wait
see.
for Fallon at this
So-
point. Go ahead, Joe.
No, go ahead.
That was it. That was all I was going to say.
After some time, you're gonna
So-
get. Go ahead.
Sorry. I know we had talked about it a little bit last week. Did you want to take a quick 5-minute break, let people
Oh,
go to the restroom, grab drinks, things like that?
break.
What's that?
I said, does anybody need a break?
I would like a break. I need
Okay.
to. Yeah.
You need.
Could have led
All
with
right,
that.
Yes. Well, you know.
Do you
Joe,
want to
let's-
take
Hey,
a
we're-
break?
We're trying to figure this thing out, okay?
I
Well,
just.
there's a reason that other streams you might have seen have breaks, and
Yeah.
for that same reason, it would be wise for us to do the
Yeah.
same.
Okay.
If you would
So
like
5
Back in
minutes?
5? Yeah.
Back
Yeah,
in
so-
5 then. Yep.
All right.
7-minute bio break.
7 minutes.
5
5
minutes.
minute bio break.
5 minutes.
Well, there is a reason for the 7 minutes, and it has to do with being old and having a weak bladder.
Transitioning out.
It takes us an extra 2 minutes to
stop the stream when we're?
Yeah, there was a little thing blurb on there that said
Oh,
we'll be
okay, no
back in
problem.
5, and
I
it counted down.
you know, I don't pay attention to that stuff, so or anything else for that matter.
All right. Well, welcome back. Kadath and I might have to use different restrooms in our house. Oh, when we have to take turns, it takes us longer.
Sorry.
I love my new house. I have 3 bathrooms.
I only
have
have
two, I just didn't
two,
think about
but
it.
I'm the only one here right now, so
I'm happy with 2. 3 is a little bit. I guess depends on the size of your house. So I'm happy with my 2.
I'm
I
just cleaning
have
it.
2 boys that wish we had 3.
All right, so back into the Hatchet, the northernmost portion of the town on the eastern side of the river. It is the slums, and you are sitting in a bar, a no-named bar, where you are waiting for Fallon.
Yep.
And after Forsyth came back and gave his report of what he saw, just a couple of minutes later, Fallon will walk in. It's been about 45 minutes since he left. And he walks in. He says, he will meet.
Very well.
Good.
Very well. I'll head out. And I'm going to look at everybody with a knowing glance at everybody in the party.
Shield's still on my arm. It's equipped.
I'm going to make sure mine's, double checking the straps for my shield and making sure my sword is nice and loose.
Fix is just doesn't even look concerned. He's just like, okay. And he stands
Ready.
next to Kadath.
I'll pick up a couple more little rocks. Little. Golf ball size.
It's just a pebble.
Yeah,
Crossbow is infused.
it's a pebble till it hits you in the jaw.
What are you scared of a little pebble? Huh? Well, you should be Nat 20. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not the pebble, it's the Bam walking next to her.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right, so we're going to press on from there.
Yep. We'll head over to the pit.
All right, you head over to the pit. You walk to the pit, and as soon as you round the corner, you see before you is Jerlin, who you saw before, standing about 15, 20 feet from the pit. He's really just outside his tent. He's standing there. On either side of him are guards. So you only see the 2 guards. You see a little bit further back away from the pit what Forsyth described to you as a tent where there are guards on either side of the tent. You assume that this is the tent that the doctorish is in. And as you approach, Fallon approaches first, and he kind of puts a fist to his chest, says, "Jerlin, these are the ones of whom I spoke." And he steps aside. Jerlin looks at you guys, again, eyeing Forsyth and Evangeline.
You got a problem with me? I will say that.
A problem with you? No. But I know you have something that could be concerning. I don't know.
I don't know what that is. I mean, I'm just a little kid.
Yes, but even little kids with Numenera devices could cause much destruction.
Okay. Not sure how, but okay.
So you are Jerlin, right?
I am.
And you're the one who is currently holding Dr. Ishminkle?
Indeed.
And is he here of his own free will?
Find
Did he
free
come
will.
here
I'm
of
just
his own
kidding.
free will? No. Would he stay of his own free will? I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Well, I would like to do that.
The whistle. And when he whistles, it's a little shrill. Oh. But after he whistles, you will see come out of the far tent a guard with the doctorish, and the two guards that were around the tent follow after.
Okay.
And they come forward. Not by a whole lot. About where they were standing when the guy got thrown into the pit. They're about 30 feet from you. Maybe 40. How about that?
Dr. Ishminkle, I presume.
He raises his hand, kind of flourishes a little bit. The one and only.
Well, I know only of you through your shining reputation. And the
Fix
fact
does
that
Fix does one of these. Like,
I'm being the most diplomatic I possibly can.
That's sarcasm. He says
I'm-
into your ear.
I'm going diplomatic, but the super sarcastic side of diplomacy, where everything
Some
is
kind of chasm.
double edged. And through the fact that, well, there were those who expected you back at the inn last night and you did not show up.
He kind of looks at Jerlin, says, I had a detour.
Well, those people would be happy to have you returned if you're ready to go.
You can tell that he's looking at Jerlin. Jerlin hasn't looked at him, but he is looking at Jerlin.
And I'm
Don't
I'm visibly ignoring Jerlin, even though I'm like watching him like a hawk. But
Jerlin's watching you guys.
I'm treating him as though he's not even
concerned
there.
about the doctor.
It's so hard not to be a face character. I swear to God, it's very difficult.
You're used to
Clam
biting my
outside your
tongue.
arm.
That's what I usually get tasked with, but I'm just biting my tongue. This is awesome.
I don't get a chance to very often. So
I know, that's why I'm
I
loving
usually
this.
play rogues.
Yeah, I'm loving
roguish
this. It's a role
characters.
reversal.
Yep, it is a role reversal.
I usually go for the strong silent type.
Mhm. That's what I am
Or,
this time.
or
and you're the
sneaky
talky
silent
one.
type. Or any other kind of silent type.
The doctorish looks at you and he says, after glancing at Jerlin a few times, he says, my work here is not yet done.
How long do you expect it will take?
When the supplies arrive, it should not take long. A couple of days. Depends on how long it takes to get the supplies.
I don't know that I have a couple of days to wait. How about if you come back with us and when your supplies arrive, you can come finish your work?
I could do the rest of my jobs in town. I could arrange that.
And I'm very much putting the work in quotes vocally. You know, work.
However, I do believe that there would need to be some assurances that the work would be done.
I see. Are you not getting paid for this work? Like you have for previous jobs? Such as
Paid
the
my
young
usual-
girl?
Paid my usual fee, no.
So they're paying
so-
you less. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
The fix is like, so they're paying you less than the pittance of 10 gold that you've charged?
Yes, it's not like that's much.
He looks at Jarlin and says, "You." It gives him that, "I thought you'd be richer than that" look. And then looks back to the doctorish.
The Dr. Jerlin is like kind of straight faced. Those of you with a passive insight above a 12 would probably pick up that he's getting. His patience is wearing thin.
I was kind of wondering if it would.
The doctor says it's not the usual 10 gold for my services, no. But they keep me here well supplied in food and drink. And I
Company.
don't have to buy my supplies. They're buying my supplies.
I see. Well, I don't know that I can provide any guarantee that you will return because I'm not sure how long I will be in town. That would have to be between yourself and this gentleman. But I did give my word that I would return you to the town, to the main part of the city. And that I intend to do.
Jerlin perks up. That doctor doesn't speak as soon as he notices the body movements of Jerlin. Jerlin speaks up. He says, "To whom did you give this word?"
That is between me and them.
Well, the doctor stays here for now.
I don't think you understand that you maybe since you don't know who I am. You see, when I give my word that I will do something, I will do it.
Fix kind of perks up and he's like, "You do realize that the longer you keep him here, the longer his possessions and recipe books and all that stuff goes unsecured. It'd be a shame if somebody got them and then created antidotes for all the stuff that he does."
Or the logs of
Or the
all
lo-
the people that he has done favors for.
And knowing the doctors, he probably thinks it's secure with some magic rug and that would keep it safe, but I doubt that would keep it safe.
Yeah.
You notice at the mention of a magic rug, the doctorish kind of gets a little quizzical look and almost a little bit of fear in the eyes.
Does the color drain out of his
Oh.
face?
Oh,
Color
no,
Don't you mean a-
into my room.
Don't you mean a blanket fix? Not a
Oh
rug?
yeah, yes, it was a
Blanket.
blanket.
Yes.
Hypothetically speaking, right?
Yes,
Of
it would be a
course, yeah,
blanket. Knowing
hypothetically.
the doctorish as well as I know the doctorish, it would be a blanket.
Yes. And there's there could be one or two or more people who are concerned that information may get out about jobs he has done in secret in the past.
Yeah. Fix pulls out a little like a jeweler's monocle, and he gets a little closer to a doctor's, and he kind of looks at him through it, and he's like, and I bet you he'd use like curly cues and lines and such in his codes.
Oh. Yes, I think you're right.
And if maybe there were more than 3 variables in his work, it would something like that could uphold an eye of scrutiny. But he is just doctor-ish.
True. He's not a real doctor.
You hear you hear because you're closer than the rest. You hear the doctor says, "Noted."
And then I'm just going to turn to Jerlin and say, well, I'm going to take the doctorish back with me now. Are we going to have a problem with that?
You may have a problem with that. For the first time, Jerlin looks at the doctorish. And the doctorish kind of, if you would permit me, Jerlin. You can tell he's kind of laying it thick. I will return once I secure my things. And you have the supplies. Sterling kind of squints his eyes. Looks back at you guys. I have a feeling you already have his things. Am I correct in this?
I got nothing on me.
I don't have any of his
You're
things. I myself do not have any of his things.
Don't look at me.
Evangeline.
Fix kind of looks at him and he's like, well, you're not any of the ladies from the Maiden's Kiss,
I
but
don't
if
say
you want, you
anything.
can come and search me. And he kind of spreads his arms out.
Are you sure about that? Because quite frankly, my bear is hungry.
So's we've seen Forsyth wild shape, right?
Yes.
Into
Into
rats
rat.
so far,
Yeah.
twice.
And a rat, but
But we do know that he's a druid. Or
so
I'd say
Bear is
I've
not
at least figured
unreasonable.
out some
Bear is not
of his
unreasonable.
abilities.
Could be a bear.
right.
Yeah.
So why does he have to wait for you to get angry to feed him? If he's hungry all the time.
Oh, trust me, I throw many into the pit.
So then why is he hungry?
That's rude.
Didn't he just have somebody earlier?
He's always hungry. He's a raving bear.
Oh, he looked like a brown bear from up here.
Did you even look?
No, he didn't.
He didn't want to get that close.
He looks at you. He said, "You might want to have a second look, or have those eyes checked. There is no brown bear down there."
Are you sure? Maybe you should go check. Did somebody replace your bear?
To appease you, he snaps his finger, and one of his guards walks over to the pit.
Are you gonna trust your guard? He could lie to you.
It
Didn't
would
the
be
other-
last time?
Well, didn't that other guy try to lie to you or do something to you? So it's not unheard of.
Oh, they get fed to the bear.
So he could lie to you if it was switched out to avoid you being mad at him.
Especially if he knows you're not going to check yourself.
I know the next time I threw one in there, and he'd follow right along with it.
But that's not now.
True, he could save himself a few days.
So why don't you go check?
So you can push me into the pit.
I will do no
Now,
such thing.
What
I
type
will.
of-
No, I'm kidding. I didn't say that.
Fix actually sits down on the
I
ground
was going to say, I
cross-legged.
think
He
the
says,
rest of us are
I
thinking
will
we
sit
will.
right here the whole time.
Gust of
On the
wind,
other hand,
thunderclap, whatever.
Whatever. Fallon, Fallon is watching you guys. He can't tell anything though because he's not got a good insight. Well, he's not, that's not how I rolled. He's got decent insight, but not with what I rolled. And Jorlin just kind of shakes his head. He looks at his guard. His guard is standing by the pit. And Jorlin says, so? The guard says, it is the Raving Bear, as you would anticipate. At no time was this bear switched out.
are you
Derlin will look at you,
sure?
Fix, and say, I trust my guard.
Would you buy a used chariot from?
I'd buy a used chariot from my guard.
That's not fixed. I'm not gonna do that. I have to. I have to get out of the mindset of Browning of the violence solves it all.
See, and with Kadath, I'm definitely going long fuse, but you don't want to get to the end of it.
Very tempting to try to use command to tell him to go look, but I won't.
Very tempting to use
It's like
Mage
you're gonna
Hand
make me
just
look up
slap
his
him in
stats,
the
okay.
face.
It's one word though. Command is one word.
Right. Check.
So, look.
Or yeah,
look.
look, check, something like that.
Jump.
Jump.
That's what I was thinking. Jump.
It can't harm them.
No.
Oh, jumping wouldn't harm him much.
Remember, it's
All
not the fall.
All depends on what happens when he's midair.
Watch that first step. It's a doozy.
Stop at the end.
So I'm going to step towards the doctorish and look at the guards and I'm going to use intimidation if I can roll for it, if I can roll good, and tell them I'm taking him with me.
I want to do an insight on the doctorish.
I'm going to assist Kadath too with his intimidation because I'm just going to look like the menacing, uncoiled death that I am.
All right, Kadeth, you're
I'm
gonna
a
get
sidle to the
advantage
side.
on intimidation.
Yeah, they're gonna pee their pants. That'd be a 24. I got a natural 20 on that.
Nice.
I mean, basically a 6'11". I'm a short Goliath, but I'm still a Goliath.
You can see that the guards kind of take a step back, a little step to the side, kind of gives you way to the doctorish. They're super nervous. You're intimidating, but Jerlin is scarier to them. So they are super nervous, and they have their hands on their swords. And they look to Jerlin. What was your insight
13.
on the doctorish?
Yeah.
When Kadeth starts to come forward and Seeker kind of puffs his chest, looks menacing. You will see the doctorish kind of give a half smirk. You get the impression that the doctorish is like, they might be able to pull this off. Is kind of what he's thinking. Maybe.
So, seeing the guards not fully cower to Kadeth and whatnot, and it looks like to fix that it may be going a little bit southwardly. He stands up and he brushes himself off and he's like, okay, listen. Jarlin, right? Can I call you Jarlin? I didn't really look at Jerlin.
Yeah.
I didn't really look at your bear. I don't know what's down there. Just gonna be honest. But I don't think that this needs to resort to violence. The doctor has things that we need him to do, like show his face in certain places, so that we can complete tasks that we said we would do. His books contain enough information that it would make whatever you're trying to do difficult. If we can't return him, we have to give something up. So why don't you just let us take him? He said he'll return. If he doesn't, you can hunt him down and kill him and feed him to your bear.
Got him the first time.
Or you can just hunt him down and feed him to your bear while he's still alive.
Which, by the way,
that's
is
fine.
the first thing that Evangeline has said the whole time.
It wouldn't be the first time.
No, they caught him the first time.
Oh, they caught
Yeah,
him.
like, look at him. He can't run. He can barely do potions. And I mean, he's poor, and you're making him poorer by not letting him work.
I don't think he's that poor.
Oh, I've seen his room.
Yeah, probably cleaner than the Queen's chambers.
Just because it's clean doesn't mean he's got money. Just means he's got a compulsive disorder.
That he does. Doctor's over there is like,
I bet you he's had to wash his hands about 12 times an hour since he's been here, huh? Asking, for soap and water. He looks over at Frostsythe and says, "But that's better than the alternative."
Agreed.
As he remembers the stench.
the stench.
A stink.
So, do we have a deal?
What's Fallon been doing this whole time?
Watching us
Fallon's
unsuccessfully.
watching. Yeah. And he's
He's
watching
looking
you guys
like-
mostly. And you can talk to him about it later if you want, but he's watching you guys mostly.
Okay.
He's not concerned about the guards or Jerlin.
And I forgot. I guess I didn't say that I'd give you anything. He pulls out the watch that he had purchased earlier. He's like, in exchange, you can have this. It's a perfect attunement. We'll keep time until time ends, and is in tune with. He goes into some like mumbo jumbo technical clockwork jargon.
When you're about 30 seconds into it, I'm going to look at you. Fix, are you sure? You sure you want to give him that?
Well, I
I mean,
mean,
you work so hard on it.
yeah, but it's worth it to help a poor person like the Doctorish.
Okay.
Those in poverty need help.
I will jump in and I will say, but there surely is a different way without you giving that up.
It's okay. I can keep better time in here. He kind of taps on his head.
Roll
Not sure what
me.
you're keeping there,
What
but
you
time
guys are
wasn't
doing
it.
here.
Deception.
Deception.
It's deception. Yeah. Straight up. Deception.
Nothing that Fix has said has been deceptive.
No,
It's
but
been
the two people
persuasive.
helping
Oh.
you.
No, but
Oh,
that's-
yeah.
Oh, we're just making it seem more valuable than it is.
I rolled a
Gotcha.
50.
Deception is all
Deception.
get up.
What'd you get, Cadet?
Another
3-card
20.
Monty on the corner, and you guys are just playing.
I got a 22.
Oh my god.
Now he's really curious. Now he really wants that watch.
He's curious about this watch.
And the thing is to Fix, it is extremely valuable.
It is. Well, I guess you fixed
Yeah.
it and it's keeping perfect time. It
Any
is very valuable.
any timepiece would be very valuable to fix.
All right.
So any inside check on him is going to come back positive.
Yep. He takes a step forward, holds out his hand for the watch.
He does a little bit of a flourish with it and pops it open and lays it lets it slide off of his hand into his.
He didn't agree to anything yet, Fix. I'm
that-
sorry. He
that's
hasn't
fine.
agreed to anything yet, Fix.
Oh, he wouldn't lie.
Yes, he would, like a dirty, dirty rug. Says Suiker.
Like that would pick up on his inside. His Fix is just, talking, trying to sweet talk him a little bit.
And he kind of looks at the watch. It's like, does keep good time. And then he'll close it. So, very well. He turns around and he looks at the Doctorish. Says, "You will return once we are ready." And he reaches into his pouch and he pulls out a teeny tiny little, it looks like a black pill almost. He takes about, I don't know, he moves about 15 feet toward the Doctorish. And then he gets it in his fingers and he flicks it like really hard at the Doctorish. And you don't even see it flying through the hair. But he's like, ah! And you see it kind of hit like right here on the Doctorish. And it like just cracks open. There's a little black spot on his neck. And then it like seeps into his skin. He was like, assurances.
Can I roll medicine to see if I know what the hell that was?
Sure.
Thank you. +5. 19.
All right. Figuring the way that it reacted on the skin, you've heard of some pills. They are Numenera, but they're pills that, when cracked or ingested, they have to be intaken in some way.
Mhm.
They are like tracking. They will track him.
So it's nanites, basically. Okay,
Nice.
got it.
Mhm.
Sucks to be him.
He
I
looks
know
at him
this.
and says,
Through my
You can go.
arcana, through my knowledge and studies.
"Oh yeah. You can roll your Arcana. You can even do it with advantage because it's Numenera."
I got a 24.
Ow. All right. With yours, you know that it'll track. But because of the nanite technology, it could very easily be altered to do basically like a suicide pill. That should he elude them for a certain period of time or whatever, they can just flat out kill him.
I'm a little chaotic. I'm okay with that.
I just said we'd get him back. I don't know any of this anyways, but
Jerlin looks at the doctorish and says, "You're free to go." And the doctorish takes a few steps forward, kind of looking at the guards.
Let's go.
It'll back out.
Fix will look to the main guy and be like, "Pleasure doing business with you," and he'll walk out, like straight up, like no fear at all.
yeah, I'm not gonna show any fear at all. I'm gonna walk. I'm turning around and walking away with the doctorish at my side, basically.
Seeker
Nice
gives him a
taking the
look that
lead.
says he's. Seeker gives him a look that says he's disappointed he couldn't crack someone's skull open, and walks away.
I mean,
Now what-
I was half expecting to.
Now, whether Fix's reaction was just what is called stupid bravery, or he just didn't care, is another question.
That is left.
I'm
yet
going to
be
back
determined.
out. And I am not going to take my eyes off of Jurin until we get to the door.
Likewise, I'm sure.
All right. As you guys make it about halfway to the door, a Fallon will fall in and kind of lead you to the door. As you make it about halfway to the door, Jerlin will walk over to the pit.
I'm the only one that got to see that. You guys all turned around and walked off.
Yep.
Show no fear.
You guys make
So
it
what
to
did
the
he
door,
find?
right? You guys make it to the door. You go in, go through the tunnels, go through the sewers. Same thing. You see the 12 still in the trees and along the trees watching you guys leave. As you get down to the pit, you see the notches. Only instead of just a horizontal notch, it's now a plus sign. A vertical notch has been gone through. You head on up to the Marchette. At this point, it's like 10 o'clock at night. The sun was setting while you guys were doing this. It didn't really let you know about times, but the sun was setting while you were doing this. And it's now about 10 o'clock at night. The Marchette, you still hear it's rowdy in there. People are definitely drunk. People are definitely being overly flirtatious, some to the edge of perversion, some beyond the edge of perversion. As you walk in, you do see the two bouncers picking up somebody who was passed out and carry them out the door. They don't toss them. They carry them out the door. And they disappear for a while. They don't come right back in. They're gone for a little bit. Do you guys leave immediately or do you hang out?
I'd rather leave immediately.
Fix follows, but he does have that sideways glance of, I could use another drink.
Maybe later.
I actually want to take the doctorish directly to
Agreed.
the other bar, the tavern, or inn, or whatever.
There's the
Whatever the first one, Geese.
All right. You head out. You head to Geese. As the doctorish walks into Geese, you will see Shamik. She's there tending the tables and things like that. It's not overly busy right now. But you will see Shamik. Shamik will smile with a relief. You see relief in her face. She says, Doctorish. Yeah. Good to see you back. He's like, it's good to be back.
Shamik, was it? Would you please have someone send word to, I forget the name of the guy that hired us, or that we
Mylian.
forced into hiring us.
Forced to hire.
Mylian.
Mylian.
Would you please send word to Mylian that the doctor is back in town, and
Absolutely.
we can see him in the morning?
And if you have somebody
Absolutely.
locally from the Order of Truth, you might want to bring them too.
Yes, that would be wise.
Order of Truth, huh?
Do you think it wise that we wait until morning? A lot can happen in an evening.
A lot of fun.
A doctor could decide to disappear.
Indeed.
I'm not sure the doctor will disappear. Will you? And I'm going to look him dead in the eye and dare him to say that he would.
I'm going to walk over and tap him on the neck where that hit him and say, yeah, that wouldn't be wise. Without any explanation.
I have no desire to leave town. Not until Jerlin is taken care of.
And I'll look at Shamik and say, I would like to rent the rooms on either side of the doctorish for the night.
Well,
Even if
How
that
much-
means you have to remove other people to other rooms.
How many rooms do they have in this inn?
8.
And how much is it a
Upstairs.
night?
It is. Oh, for crying out loud! Are you kidding me? It is 3 a night.
3 gold a night?
Yep.
How many of those rooms are actually available still?
6 of them.
Forsyth will pull out 20 gold pieces and say, we'll take all 6.
6.
How much would it cost to empty out the other 2?
Well,
one's
one
the
of them
doctor.
is the doctorish.
One of them's the doctorish.
Doctorish.
The remaining
Okay.
one.
Who's
then.
in
The
the
other
other
one.
room? Who's in the other room,
The remaining room
please?
is Abisham tonight.
Is it someone you
Abisham.
know?
Is that
Abisham
her
is-
boyfriend?
The boyfriend.
That is the boyfriend.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, he can stay.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be any trouble.
So, your inn is now officially filled up. Thank you very much for playing our game.
All right. You guys get in rooms. Are you guys going to take your own rooms?
I'm going to take the one
Yeah.
nearest the stairs leading up to the rooms.
I'll take whatever one is closest to the doctorish going toward the
Suggest-
stairs.
And I'll
I
take the
suggest
one
that
next
2
to
of
the
us-
doctorish on the other side.
I suggested at least 2 of us share the room with him this night.
Yeah,
under
that
the
would be.
circumstances.
That's true.
Well, there's 2 of you left.
I'll be happy to keep him company.
I don't
say
mind.
as I'm sharpening one of my knives.
Bix doesn't mind either.
Okay.
Perhaps I should stay in his room.
He might like that too much.
I doubt it.
As long as there's at least two of us, I care not who it is. It's just one is asleep and the other one is not, and under no circumstances do you eat or drink anything that comes from him.
I stay away from that.
Given my knowledge in Numenera, and considering what just entered his body, perhaps maybe it should be I.
Just you?
No. No, you too.
Oh,
Not just me, because if somebody comes in, I would like to have some assistance.
mid sentence as she's talking, Seeker sits down and starts casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
All right.
And actually, I'm going to make sure to enter the Doctor's room before he does. And
That's
just
exactly what I'm
give it a
doing. I
once
want to
over.
get that first, yeah, to see if there's any
All right.
surprises on him or in there.
Alrighty. You go into the room. There, nothing is standing out. I mean, even the blanket is inert at this point. There is no magic on it. There's
What
no
about on
magic
him?
going on in this room.
I'm going to pick up the blanket
On him,
and
he definitely has magic on him.
I'm going to
And
pick
is
up
it
the
more-
blanket and hand it to him and say, "Sorry about your blanket."
He looks
Sorry,
at
I
you.
broke
He
your
says,
blanket.
"This wasn't my blanket."
So
Ah,
somebody was attempting to get at you in other ways.
Apparently.
Interesting.
The magic that's on him, is it outside of the Numenera that I already know about?
Does he have Numenera on him?
Well, the nanites are Numenera, so they would show up as
Oh
magic.
yeah, that's right. That's right. So they
Is
show
that
up,
all I'm
yes.
seeing, though?
You see those. You do see another Numenera. His skin glows a little bit. He is got some resistances, you see, according to his skin. He's probably got iron flesh.
Okay.
What else is on him? He has a pouch that has some magic in it.
Okay.
And that's all that's on him.
I ask him to empty out the pouch on the table, please. And I'm saying please as a courtesy. I don't mean it.
Okay. He dumps out his pouch. You see a little canister about the size of a 20-side die.
Is that
That-
rogue be
this-
gone?
That
Okay.
is colored black. Or it's
All
colored,
right.
yeah, this one's colored black. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's one of those canisters. Forsyth recognizes it immediately.
Yeah. Hey, I've seen that.
Don't open that.
I'm not using out of character knowledge. That was Rob saying that, not Seeker.
Yeah,
Anything
there's a little
else?
canister. That's what's glowing magically.
Oh,
The rest that's in his pouch, there is a few odds and ends. Like there's a couple of buttons. There's a couple of dried herbs. There's a couple of coins. The dried herbs, of course, are a bit crusty. There's some coins in there.
what does that do? I point to the little canister.
That is for sticky fingers.
Some sort of deterrent for thievery?
Yes. It's a little bit more like a revenge for thievery because usually if it disappears from my pouch, it's already been taken once they open it.
Have you
They
come
start
up
to
with a
smell.
name for it?
Stinky boom boom pouch. I don't
Try
know.
Rogue Be Gone. I think that's a better name.
That's true. Rogue Be Gone. That's a very,
Oh.
that's a good name.
So
I'd like
would,
to have some of that.
Would you say that stuff makes the thief smell a bit?
Yeah, you know, if you've ever smelt a skunk, it's about
Oh.
like that.
How
Oh, look at Forsyth.
interesting.
Oh, how interesting, right?
I ain't saying nothing.
We didn't either.
You don't
We just
have
said
to.
It was interesting.
Uh,
Okay, I let him put it all back and everything. I'm just trying to make sure we don't have
Alright.
any unwelcome surprises. That's why
Alright.
Seeker's doing that.
Alrighty. All right. So tell
although I
me
would
which
like some
rooms
of that thief be gone.
You would like some thief be gone?
Oh,
Rogue be
sure,
gone?
because I'd like to
calling it
protect
rogue
what
be
little
gone.
money I have,
Okay.
or what little others have.
Rogue be gone. All right.
Yeah.
I will put it on
Rogue
my
be gone.
list.
Good, I worked it in there.
Rogue be gone. That's perfect. Perfect. All right. So Forsyth, you're taking a room near the stairs.
Yeah.
Seeker
hear
and
anything coming
Evangeline are
up.
definitely with
In the room, yes.
what's his name?
Hmm.
Omash. Fix, are you going to stay with Omash, or are you going to take a separate room?
We'll be in the room with the Seeker and Evangeline.
Okay.
He'll grab a blanket and curl up in front of the door,
All right. Shall be.
or rather, sitting with his back to the door.
Right.
That's 900 gold weight sitting in this room, so I want to protect it. Sorry, 750 gold. I thought there was a sixth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's right.
I'm going to be in the room, the next room over, closer to the stairs, but with the door propped open.
These are huge rooms. I could have made these much smaller. Oh wait, no, I put you there for a reason. Okay. He's gonna be in this room.
Just want to say one more time, I think we should just take him over tonight, but oh well.
Comprehend.
No. Other than the only thought I had was I don't know if the whatever his name was, I keep forgetting his name, is awake at this time.
Oh, I think he'd
Well, we
wake
can
up for
wake-
something like
The
this.
We
counselor.
could easily wake him.
We could. That's true.
Would there be benefit to it, though?
We
Yes,
get to wake up a nobleman.
150 gold.
We get to wait.
Well,
There's
yeah,
always
okay. I'll
benefit to
give
that.
you that, but
We get to annoy a pretentious person.
Who will pay us to annoy him?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, indeed. All right.
yeah.
You guys
Still searching for the wisdom in that.
setting up yourselves for the evening. Are you going to keep watches? Are you just going to sleep it out?
No, I'm keeping watch. I'm hoping somebody relieves me so I can take my rest after. So,
Mhm.
Are all four of you in that room? No,
There's-
Forsyth's in a
Just the
different room.
three.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Forsyth
The three of
is
us.
guarding the stairs, basically.
I'm
Listening to
actually
the
gonna.
creaks.
What I was gonna do is Forsyth, if you want to take half the night and I'll take half the night,
That works.
and when it's my half, I'm gonna keep my door open when I'm sleeping. When it's my half, I'm gonna be sitting in the hallway.
Okay. Door open, sleeping in the hall when you're ready to watch. Seeker, you're going to watch. And
Mhm.
Evangeline, you're going to watch? Only three.
well, we're going to relieve each other, of course.
Right.
Yeah, so everybody can get rest.
3 watches
Yes.
ish. Forsyth and Fix, are you going to take a watch?
Fix will.
Yeah,
He'll
me and
take-
Forsyth are swapping off.
Yeah.
Fix, if there's no concern, would take the last watch.
Sure.
Give him a chance to get his full rest in.
All right. Okay.
So we're actually going to have 2 people on watch at all times.
Pretty
one in the
much.
hall, one in the room.
One in the room.
All right. So I need who's taking first watch to roll me a perception, and you may do so. One of you may do so with advantage. If
So the
it's
one
two.
in the hall with advantage, correct? Unless
Yeah.
they're coming from a window.
Well,
So which one of
even
us?
if they're coming from a window, they're
So
like,
would you go first or second, Forsyth?
I would have first
I probably
watch.
would go. I would probably go first.
Okay. Go for
Okay,
it.
perception.
Yep. With
Yeah.
advantage.
yeah,
Oh, with
Seekers
advantage,
rolling
good,
it with
'cause-
advantage.
17.
Okay.
17.
um,
Too bad they got an
Oh.
18.
yeah, not too bad. Sorry about that.
It happens.
So you're watching. It seems fairly quiet. There's some noises in the tavern still, to kind of the wee hours that seem to drown out other noises. You definitely hear, however, some heavy snoring coming from the very last room on the right. Abisham snores. Bad.
I don't
So you
trust
hear
that.
him snore. But other than that, your watch seems to go by rather uneventful. So you
I'm
wake
gonna
up the
set-
next.
Okay, so nothing's
Go
gonna
ahead,
happen.
Forsyth.
Yeah, I wake up
Oh,
the
what?
next one.
I was actually going to set a dagger at the top joint of the door, so that if the door opens, the dagger falls down
Okay, on which door?
on the snoring door.
On the snoring door? Okay.
Wow.
Well, it won't necessarily hurt him. It'll just
It's
make
No,
it
it's
loud
designed.
noise.
It's designed to make a loud noise. That's all.
Yeah. It has now been booty trapped.
Right.
Yep, booty trap.
Or
Booty
booty,
traps.
Yeah.
It's a booty trap.
It's a booty trap.
I love that movie.
All right. Second watch.
That's me.
Evangeline.
Me with
Um,
Forsyth and me with
I was gonna say, do you want?
Kada.
Because
Okay.
they're doing
We're taking
3,
half.
we're doing 2. So
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so whoever's on second watch, Kadeth and Evangeline, you one
Yeah,
of you
that
roll
works.
with advantage perception.
well, my perception's not great.
My perception's not great. I have a +0.
Oh, I hear better. I'm a +1.
Okay. My
That
dice
prevents
roll
you from
better,
rolling
but that's
it.
okay. You go.
Okay.
You have the higher perception.
18.
Excellent.
Society gets advantage. All right, as you are listening, you're in the hall, I'm assuming, and your Evangeline is in the room.
The room.
Kids in the hall.
All right. As you're sitting there, you do hear
Oh, I'm standing. I'm not even sitting out
Okay.
there.
while you're standing in the hall. You do hear coming from the middle room, the room directly across the hall from the doctorish.
Okay.
You do hear some creaking.
Nobody's
s-
in that room.
Nobody
An
should
empty
have been in
room.
that room. I'm going to step in front of the doorway there.
All right. The door is closed. Unless you
I'm
open
gonna-
both these doors.
Not yet, but I'm going to give a light tap to the doctorish's door.
All right.
Just
I'm
enough
gonna-
to alert whoever's
I'm going to
on
wake
watch.
Fix because he's in front of the door
All right.
so that we can open the door.
He'll wake up. Question. Has it been long enough to get the full rest, or is it not there yet?
not there yet. You're in the middle of the night.
Okay.
Although if you're down hit points, you may roll for a short rest.
Nah,
I would give you a short rest.
it's
So,
the spells I'm more concerned with.
gotcha.
And once they open the door behind me, because I'm like keeping my attention on that door, listening intently to see if I hear anything else.
He should have probably
that
gotten
room.
at least about 6 hours already.
Yeah, it won't take long to get a long rest.
What sort of doorknobs are on these things?
Yeah,
Just
I'm,
like
ass-
like bulbs?
I'm assuming it opens inward.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm drawing my sword, and as soon as they open the door behind me,
You wake up anybody else in the room, or just Fix?
Just Fix, and only because he was in front of the door.
Fix would
Get out of the
Fix
way.
would wake up Seeker then.
Thank you.
He goes over there. He's just kind of bleary eyed, and he's like, "Yeah, hey,
I'm going to stand in the doorway with my bow and my bow's ready. My
Okay.
crossbow's
Got you.
loaded and ready to go.
hand on the door handle, but I'm going to look behind me and make sure they're all at least vertical.
Activating my divinity feature that gives us temporary hit points. Just in
Nice.
case.
Nice.
30-foot radius from me. Go ahead.
do
And
we
then-
want to Fix
Oh.
like do we want to? We could
Yes,
just tie a rope on there and tie it over there, and they can't open the door."
there are other ways.
By
And-
golly,
As I start to turn the handle, I'm going to say, "Hey, Forsyth," and then I'm going to push the door open, sword at the ready for whoever's in there.
Forsyth, you
And
wake
I
up
will-
to your name.
I will come awake, yeah.
All right. You push open the door, and you see two, what looks like to be the guards, or they're dressed similar to the guards of
From the camp.
camp. You see two in there.
So
They
two
seem
dead
a little
guards.
startled.
Soon to be.
They're two
And-
dying guards.
I'm going to look at them and say, "We rented this room. You did not." And I'm casting Hex
roll
on one of them.
initiative.
Well, maybe Hex. I haven't decided.
Probably about the time I bust out of my door.
Uh-oh, we're going to get to like
Uh-huh.
one round, maybe.
16.
Come on, blue die. Really? Sorry, guys.
Really.
I'm standing in the doorway and I just rolled a 1. And I got a 1 for initiative.
Inspiration.
That's true.
That's
I'm going to
true.
use my inspiration to re-roll that. Thank you for reminding me. I
Inspiration
always
once
forget about it.
every session, automatically.
All right, blue die failed. Time for the clear die. Ah, that's better. 14.
All right. Seeker, what'd you get?
17.
Forsyth.
Initiative? 23.
Nice.
Woohoo!
Fix.
17.
Forsyth
This
was
is
ready
not-
to hear his name.
This is not
he jumped up and
Sebastian.
was going. All right.
You like my initiative?
You told me 16.
Oh, I didn't remember telling you.
I heard it.
I have it.
And I'm old?
Wow.
All right. So we have. Oh, I don't have doors in here. Darn.
Do we need to switch over so that you can show a map?
Yes, you can show a map.
Let me know when it's displaying, Chuck.
I told it to.
You may need to refresh.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I do.
Spider is not in here anymore.
Un momento, por favor.
All right.
These things happen.
So, while you're getting that ready, at the top of the round, Forsyth, I'm assuming you're waking up, you're coming out of the room, getting into the hall. That's going to be kind of your turn, unless there's something
Right.
you want to do to yourself, per se. You don't
There you
see
go.
anybody right now.
No, I don't think there's much I can do at first. I mean, I will be getting a spell ready, but I have to wait until I can see them.
Okay, so you're going to.
Somebody's breathing on their mic.
Not me.
I can't. It's over here.
Might be Rhonda.
My mic's up there.
Oh. That's weird.
Very.
Still hearing it. I don't know.
I don't know.
Wait, unless it's not this, is
Is
it?
it you?
Well, the only thing I could think was no, because I have that turned off.
Okay. So we have.
That was weird.
If you would flip to the initiative tracker, please. On the. Thank you. Oh man. Okay, never mind. I
Did it
have it
not?
on mine. So.
Oh,
So
Is-
Seeker,
that's weird that
Seeker
it's
and
not
Fix,
showing.
you both rolled 17. So, whomever wants to go first. I don't
I'm
know.
sure Seeker has a higher initiative modifier, so Seeker can go first.
I have a +1.
I have a +0.
Okay, so yeah. So it's my turn?
Yes.
I thought somebody got a 23.
Yeah,
Okay.
but-
Yeah,
he already-
Forsyth. He came out of the room and
Okay.
is standing in the hall.
So what I'm going to do is look behind me. There's windows in this room, right?
Yes, there is.
I'm going to look behind me to check the window really quick and see if anybody's there.
There is indeed somebody coming into the window.
Oh, excellent. I'm going to give them
Perfect.
something really special. And I'm going to cast Shillelagh.
Shalala.
Shillelagh. And I am
Shillelagh.
It's huge.
smack them in the head with the intention of causing them to not be able to hold on to the windowsill and fall. So I move myself, right?
Yes, you should be able to move
All right,
yourself.
so-
Everything's unlocked.
Is it? Oh, I'm doing it on the wrong. Well,
Made this building enormous.
the Owlbear app
I
didn't
did.
update the
I
screen.
didn't mean to.
Move down. Move your. If you look down, it's underneath.
Okay, there we go. I see it now. Okay, hold on. My bad. So I'm gonna go over there and say hi, and then I'm gonna like smack him in the face with what is that? +5, a 21.
Oh gosh, yes, that hits.
So that's a D8 +5, 12 damage.
Ouch! You smack him hard enough that he does fall. He hits the ground because you're on the second story. He hits the ground and he is unmoving. Oops.
Okay, so with the rest of my movement, that was 3, right? Oops, wrong screen, Robert. 1, 2, 3. So I moved there. So 30 radius out from me, everybody gets, in fact, it happens now, a D6 plus, where's my wisdom? A D6 plus 3 temp hit points.
Is this the? Hold on. I think it's each person that ends their round within 30.
Oh, okay. Including me. It does include me, too.
It does include you. Okay.
Yes.
Then
So,
Yeah.
wow, that's 9 temporary hit points. Okay.
so. Okay, Forsyth was not within 30 feet of you, but now Fix, you can go.
Okay. Well, Fix is actually just close enough to do what he wants to do. He is. What was it? Was it? What was it to put the? Is it Alt
Do what?
To do what?
to do the ping?
Oh, that's you can just right click and use your.
Gotcha.
You can do it with Q also.
It is.
Right click and hold.
Yeah, right click does it.
Yeah, my thing is going
I
all.
think you have to select the
Okay,
hand though,
well,
don't
maybe
you?
Q?
The hand first to be able to do that.
I think
Oh,
so,
yeah,
but my
check-
thing was
check
going
the
all weird.
hand. Oh, wait, no, I don't.
Oh, it's the
Yeah, weird,
pointer,
like
the
a cat
teardrop
thing.
looking thing,
Okay.
the raindrop looking thing.
Then right here,
Ooh, there we
Yep.
go.
which is sleep.
Lovely.
Oh, that's
Take
terrible.
Dominic tonight and
Oh, got
sleep.
it. I thought you were out of sleep spells.
No, I had one more.
Dang it.
I just wanted
I'll
more.
always keep one.
Shillelagh's a
Ooh.
cantrip, so I didn't cast and use any spell slots.
That is. Let's see, that's 14. 34. Damn, that's nice rolls.
Good lord.
Holy cow.
One of them is asleep at least.
Yeah, probably more.
How much? 30?
34.
34.
34.
34.
That would start with the lowest HP available.
Yeah. I'm guessing one of them's asleep, but you never know.
Well, you do after, but
We should just make this one a. Hey, where'd it go? Unconscious. I guess I can do unconscious. But that's not quite right. I don't have a sleep marker? Seriously?
Really?
Alright.
Well, just do
Unconscious will work.
It's basically the same.
Close enough. He is unconscious. And he is unconscious.
Oh, both
They
of them.
both
Damn.
fall down. They're unconscious. Evangeline. You kind of hear thud thud from across the hall as they fall to the ground.
I will hold where I am and hold my action. That mean I get my temporary hit points.
If you're within 30 of me, yeah. Do I roll it
yeah.
or do they roll it?
You roll it.
I roll it? Okay.
Oh, I need you to roll for me too.
So
Well, it would be
that's
actually
7 for
all the same roll.
Evangeline.
What is it?
No, it's each person that ends their turn.
Oh, okay.
So 7 for Evangeline and 8 for you, Fix.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. 4 and a 5.
Handy dandy when you're in a serious battle, man. So Evangeline, you're just gonna hold
I'm holding.
to death. You have 2 unconscious people in front of you.
Okay.
There's more.
Probably coup de grace one of them if you really want to.
Oh, easily.
Well, yeah.
Coupe
and
de Grace.
actually, I'll go ahead and do that with one of them, and then I'm going to move to the window and look out.
Okay. All right.
So I'll kill this one and then move over here to this window.
You get an. If you hit, you automatically crit. Actually,
Right.
no, I'm just gonna make you. Well, go ahead and roll your.
Yeah,
crit.
because if he rolls a 1, I hope he doesn't, but if he does, there's no coup de grace.
Oh, yeah.
Please don't roll a 1. Please don't. Nat 20. Come on.
Well, and one like this, I'm going to go two-handed with my sword temporarily and just
Running through.
yeah, that's a 19 to hit. So
Oh, thank God.
So that's an auto crit.
auto crit. So
And don't you crit on 19s anyways?
yeah.
You
What
do.
am sorry, my brain is not working all the way. I was going to do blah blah blah
Hex.
blah. Hexblade's Curse beforehand.
Cool, cool.
Hexblade's Curse, not Hex.
Max
Not yet,
damage.
anyway.
Oh,
So I
For
crit on
those
a
of you that
19.
are watching. I homebrew crits, max damage, plus then you just roll the dice of what you would for normal damage.
So
So
that's
you only
going to
get the
be
bonus once, but you get max damage with the dice, and you roll the dice.
why is it not showing me all this stuff? Why am I? What is going on here? Oh, there it is. So that's 14 plus 8, so 22 damage.
Kills him.
What's the skull down at the bottom of the screen?
I just threw him in there for Avisham.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought it
Dead
was
man walking.
his
He's a dead
future.
man.
And that dagger goes into the top of his head when he opens the door, yeah.
Sorry,
you
I
go
just
to the window,
thought it
you look
appropriate.
out the window, you do not see anything out the window.
Okay.
He is asleep. So, Forsyth, what do you want to do?
I'm hearing the thuds and knowing how efficient my friends can be. I'm going to look down the stairs to see if I see anyone coming up the stairs.
Okay, good call. You look down the stairs. You do hear some movement downstairs. But it seems like it's coming from more of like the living quarters of the Gee family. Lestal and his daughters. It's coming from their living quarters. It seems that after a moment, as you're watching, Lestal starts to open the door and he's coming out. He kind of heard the thuds from upstairs and whatnot. And so he's coming out to check it out.
And I'm going to yell down, hold your position.
Okay. He will stay put and start to
I
look
will
the other
move
direction.
I will move, let me get to the, let's see, the stairs would be over here or where?
They're like right in here.
Right and where?
Oh, sorry. Right in here. I was on the wrong
Okay,
screen.
that's, all right, I'm going to move to the top of the stairs and set up camp about 2 stairs down
Okay.
and just sit down and watch into the dark
Okay. Since
or
this
low
rogue
light, whatever
is
it is.
asleep, I'm gonna just fly through here. Is anybody gonna do anything with this rogue that's sleeping?
Tie him up.
Okay. Because we are essentially out of combat.
Oh, there's
Forsyth
nobody
is
else
checking
outside.
downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nobody
I
else
was going to check
outside.
out that window again to see if anybody else was climbing.
Yeah, no, you didn't see anybody out the window.
Okay.
So,
Fix would tie him up, though.
okay, so you're gonna tie him up.
I'll go get the guy from outside if there's nobody else and bring him in too, tied up.
Oh, well, the guy.
Unless he's dead.
There's only one outside who fell and is no longer moving. He's dead.
Oh, he's dead. Well, I'm going to go loot him.
What are you doing? That's my job.
You don't even know he's there. Only I do. Guys, I do have to go, but thank
Yeah.
you so much. That was fun.
Yeah, no,
I'll see you next week.
That was it. We're gonna be done.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
So, bye. So yeah, that's where we're gonna end. We'll pick up from here next week, and I didn't make that combat as hard as I wanted it to because I wanted it to be over before I didn't want to stop mid combat.
Gotcha.
So
Totally get that.
yeah, I was like, no,
So-
darn it.
So you said you had an outro.
Yes. So that's where we're gonna stop tonight. I gotta get my hair.
Wait.
Wait.
Okay.
So we'll pick up here next week with loot and interrogation and all of that fun jazz. So, so that's it. That's what we're doing. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed tonight's episode, that like button only has an AC of 3. Shouldn't be hard to miss. Then share it with friends. Don't want to miss the next episode? Make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications. So we'll see you next Tuesday.